Morjentes ja tervetuloa Tyrnävä Showhun. Iran, Persia ja arjalaiset, mistä kyse? Eli nyt kun me ei Suomessa paljonkaan Lähi-idästä tiedetä, meillä on näitä, mitä somessa jaetaan, ja sitten on näitä siellä naiset menee purkissa ja muuta, ja se on ihan rappiokulttuuri tai muuta. Mutta nyt kun Israeli iski Iraniin, niin sitten sieltä tulikin aika kovat ohjukset, mitä ne ei pystynytkään pysäyttää, eli aikamoista high-techia siellä on, eli kehittynyt yhteiskunta, mitä se on ollut aina, niin mennäänpä katsoa nyt siihen vähän niin kuin matskua, sitä koko historiaa niin kuin tuhansien vuosien taakse, niin kuin Iran, Persia, arjalaiset, ja Saksan yhteyttä Iraniin myös voisi käsitellä, mutta tässä mä en niinkään. Ja tässä oli, mikä tämä oli, professori Hamamoto, se oli, ja sitten on tämä nainen, joka tässä kertoo enemmän. Niin tämä on Robert Sepehrin ohjelmasta. Mä itse asiassa sitten linkkaan tämän alkuperäisen lähteen tähän esittelyyn, niin voitte katsoa, jos kiinnostaa. Tässä on koneälyllä sitten tehty nämä kääntämiset, niin mä otan tässä semmoinen reilu 10 minuuttia, ja sitten kommentoin sitten vaikka loppuun. Saatan ehkä tuossa välissäkin johonkin kohtaan kommentoida. Ja mä en ole näistä siis mä en tunne Irania, niin siksi mua kiinnostaakin tämä aihe ja tämä historia kaikkinensa. Niin tästä tulee aika kovia väitteitä, jopa silleen, että iranilaiset johtaa maailmaa. Ja ovat toimineet paavina, ja Venetsia olisi ollut inarilaisten, ei inarilaisten, vaan iranilaisten aikaansaannosta. Mutta mennäs katsoa.
Was brought up in an interview of Lauren Moret by Professor Hamamoto, which was titled Ancient Bloodlines, Contemporary Power, which I'd like to play some brief excerpts from now.
Because now I'm investigating who's at the very top, who really rules the world. And I discovered it's a very, very interesting history of ancient Iranian tribes, the original Zoroastrians, and the first world Persian Empire that has controlled the world for the last 5,000 years.
So when she says ancient Iranian tribes, she means Aryans. Persian is an ethnic group that makes up about 60% of the modern nation of Iran. And the first Persian Empire dates to about 500 BC, founded by Cyrus the Great. And the nobility would have been comprised of people with Aryan ancestry. But actual Aryans existed 5,000 years ago, which is illustrated in this linguistics graph. We can see that Aryans are also referred to as Proto-Indo-Europeans, as opposed to modern Persian or Farsi, which is here, or Hindi, a language spoken in modern India, which is here, or English, the language I'm speaking now, which is here. They're all in the Aryan language family, but actual Aryans were 5,000 years ago and extinct in its original form. The closest or first branch would probably be the Hittites, which is here, and the next closest would probably be the Tocharians, which is here. So with that understanding, let us continue.
Confucius said, signs and symbols rule the world, not words and laws. And when I let go of that and I began trusting myself and my intuition and my experience and my insights, it changed everything. And I began looking at signs and symbols, and that's what opened all the doors. It's all right in front of us. It's there for everyone to see, but they don't know how to integrate, to relate, to put together the information to tell the real story.
I can guarantee you that this synthesis, this grand synthesis that you've managed to pull together, it's not being taught in the contemporary university.
No.
This, what we are about to present to you, ladies and gentlemen, is a paradigm buster. And the academic establishment are going to have to come in this direction.
Want to get rid of this visceral fat? Check this out.
This is how to get in shape fast.
What is the best way?
An example of these ancient signs and symbols that are no longer taught in academia, especially since World War II, is the swastika, which is a symbol disseminated during the Holocene by Aryans, who also spread agricultural civilization, domesticated animals, Indo-European languages, which we already looked at, and genetic signatures such as blue eyes, as is evident in the many statues of pharaohs and other nobility from the ancient world. Let's continue.
The interest behind the Jesuits, the entities that created the Jesuits during the Renaissance in Italy, it was none other than Alessandro Farnese, a Persian. From ancient Persia, his family came through Cappadocia in eastern Turkey, eventually to Italy, and they founded the first 10 Etruscan cities in Italy. And when those were razed, they destroyed them and they created the Roman Empire. The Romans, the Etruscans, the Holy Roman Empire, they're all Iranians, they're all Persians, it's all Persian blood. Italians are Iranians. Their practices, their beliefs, their food, their clothing attire. The Pope, for instance, wears a papal tiara dome, the papal dome, which is called the papal tiara. Well, that's what men in charge of tribes in Central Asia wear. They wear those very large domed hats. And some of the women do also if they're a leader of the community. And then the red slippers that the Pope wears, those are Central Asian slippers. You see them in India a lot and in Asia. So there are many cultural ties and legends and religious practices that indicate over and over and over again that the Italians are really Iranians. And Romania was named for the Roman soldiers, the Iranian equestrian nomadic fighters, warriors were brought to Romania, to Eastern Europe, and they were the soldiers, the Roman soldiers for the Roman Empire. So you see this fingerprint of Iranian DNA everywhere. And 14,000 years ago, DNA studies of a particular Iranian tribe indicate there was a mutation in the DNA.
While the conventional modern understanding of the origin of blue eyes is that it was a mutation that happened around Anatolia and spread from there during the Holocene, but based on genetic studies that I was involved in school that has not made its way into the media yet, I would argue that it was not a mutation, but belonged to a population descended from Cro-Magnon, which was rather tall and had light hair, similar to the 6-foot 6-inch Aryan mummies discovered in China, which interbred with the local populations, which were short, usually just under 5 feet tall, with dark hair and dark eye color, which gave their offspring a wide range of height, hair color, and eye color.
The most extreme expression is red hair and blue eyes, light blue eyes. And then more moderate expressions are blonde hair, green eyes, hazel eyes, gray eyes. You see a lot of Afghanis with gray eyes. And so now you can walk around the Davis campus or get on a train or walk by some friends sitting on the steps of a building, and you can start talking to them, and you can tell they have Iranian blood, but it has to be from both parents. It's a recessive gene. So that really got me started. And
now it's my understanding that Aryan came from Iranian. That's the
right.
synonym. So
That's right.
it has migrated down into our most recent history, the history of World War II,
Yes.
global depression.
Yes.
So what I'm hearing from you is that this extensive history that goes back millennia, right?
Yeah, thousands of years.
Thousands of years.
Yes.
We're witnessing I don't know if it's the end game or not, but we're witnessing the contemporary expression of this bloodline in 2016.
Yes.
And I don't know where you're going with this, but
We're talking about a global network with one template carrying all of this out. And it's originates with those ancient Iranian bloodlines. And they have 10 bloodline families that sit on a council, and they're the ones who advise the Jesuits. The Jesuits work for the Iranian bloodlines, and the Jesuits were created by Alessandro Farnese, who became Pope Paul III in the Renaissance.
ladies and gentlemen, this is not a game. This is not an academic
No.
exercise, neither for Loren or for myself.
No.
I am in their house. I am working in the belly of the beast. I have suffered, and I'm not going to talk about it too much today, the repercussions of asking certain questions about my own workplace, which is I'm
Yes.
entitled to do as a citizen, as a sovereign human being, as an academic, as an American. I'm entitled to do that, and I will exercise those rights to the best of my ability. But it takes research such as this, cutting edge research such as this, that'll provide us the intellectual, the historical, the analytical framework to understand what we are facing. Because so far, these people have been very good in veiling the truth and hiding it, because the Rockefellers own the University of Chicago. The Russell Trust runs Yale University. All these bloodlines control information, scholarship, and every single aspect, and sciences, of course, almost every single aspect of our lives that shape our world.
It traces back to the Jesuits. It traces back to Mesopotamia, to the Kabbalah and the Talmud, which were magic cult instruction books. And they recommended pedophilia in children, but they had to be under 8 years old. And it's in the Kabbalah and the Talmud. And properly practicing Jews, I'm not including them, they follow the Torah. The Talmud and the Kabbalah are satanic.
The Babylonian Talmud. Is that what it is?
Yes.
Okay.
Those are satanic cults.
The vast majority of people have no idea about the esoteric origins of the old religions, of which all major faiths stem from, traditions that predate all world religions, even if most modern religious leaders themselves are unaware of this fact. This occult information is not central to rabbinical literature and largely irrelevant to most followers of the Torah, Bible, or Quran, and is part of the oral tradition, which is revered by secret societies and is attributed to Moses, but actually predates him as well. That said, the Hebrew language itself, which stems from Phoenician, as do many other languages, correlates to an ancient magical system where letters are assigned a numeric value, a crucial part of Kabbalah, and more specifically, gematria or numerology, which was practiced in all ancient empires from Assyria, Babylon, Greece, Egypt, and even earlier, as the Phoenician alphabet itself is linked to the runes. And while there's still an academic debate as to which came first, which I'll address in a future video, for now my point is merely that most people are totally unaware of the esoteric mysticism at the core of all religions, an example of which can be seen in this footage of an arrest made by Turkish police confiscating rare ancient gold-plated Torahs, artifacts which include symbolism that many people consider satanic and whose origins and purpose is still largely unknown or misunderstood by the general public until today.
And are those satanic cults controlled, or were they created by these ancient Iranian bloodlines?
Yes, they were.
Please
They were.
expand.
For instance, the Aldo Brandini is one of the ancient Iranian bloodlines. It's a famous Italian family. And Aldo.
My boss thought I worked all weekend, but I just stopped using ChatGPT like a toy and do this instead.
Let's be real. Most people over 40 use ChatGPT like it's Google. Copy, paste, ask a basic.
Al is the, Dob is devil. Dini. Aldo.
The people of the devil.
Yeah, the people of the devil.
Wow.
So they're definitely satanic. They're proud of it. They're open about it. We have a website, lorenmarais.info, and we have a Rothschild ball with photographs of the Rothschilds and their guests and members of their family doing satanic practices.
This is the mask ball photos?
The mask ball.
And by the way, they're called Venetian masks, aren't they?
Yes, they are.
Right.
Yes, yes. Yes.
So we can see the cultural and the historical continuities, ladies and gentlemen.
And the Venetians were Iranians.
Well, yeah, you alluded to that. That's why I interjected that, because I'm interested in masking.
But the Middle East, these Mesopotamians, all of Eurasia, we know now from DNA studies done over the last 5 years, especially by Russia, all of Eurasia was settled by Central Asians.
Please talk a little bit about the DNA studies, and I assume that these studies are coming out of the Human Genome Project, right?
No, they wouldn't be coming out of the Human Genome Project, which is American. They're coming out of Russian scientific research.
All right, because this DNA, from our conversations, this DNA research provides the scientific backing that helps support this hypothesis or this theory in the making. It's irrefutable, it's ironclad, and I think this is probably the most important development in this type of research. It's hard science, it's not fantasy. It's supported by definitive DNA analysis, and you can trace the distribution of these different peoples, these different tribal groups, and how their culture and their religious practices migrated across the world, and how they have been transmitted to us down here to 2016 are embodied in people like Linda P.B. Katehi.
Right.
Please.
And so these ancient Iranian tribes moved into Europe and the Middle East. So the Basques are ancient Iranian bloodlines.
Is there a DNA?
Yes, from
report?
The DNA.
Okay.
Yes. The Berbers in North Africa in the Altai Mountains, the Basques, the Berbers, and the Kurds all came from the Hittites.
And there's DNA research on that?
Yes, this is from DNA research, and also language similarities.
All right.
And
so it's a multidisciplinary effort.
And blood types.
Thing is,
she's correct in saying that there are genetic affinities between the Basque that live in the Pyrenees Mountains between France and Spain and the Berber.
Noin. Siinä tuli nyt asiaa. Olikin vähän pidempi kuin 10 minuuttia. Ja mä en tiedä näistä kaikista, pitääkö paikkaansa, mutta siinä oli kyllä aika hyvät lähteet. Ja jotakin mä käyn tuosta nyt selvittämässä, niin on tämä. Ja eli tämä Farnesi. Mä voin laittaa tuon kuvan tuohon vielä vaikka isoksi noin hetkeksi. Ja tämä tieto tulee ihan suomalaisesta Wikipediasta. Eli Paavi Paavali kolmas, oikealta nimeltään Alessandro Farnese, syntynyt 29. helmikuuta 1468, Canino, ja sitten kuollut 10. marraskuuta 1549 Rooma, kirkkovaltio. Oli paavina 13. lokakuuta 1534 10. marraskuuta 1549. Eli tämä on ihan sama asia, mitä tuossa kerrottiin. Paavali kolmas kutsui vuonna 1545 koolle Trenton kirkolliskokouksen. Kirkolliskokous kutsuttiin koolle protestanttisen reformaation eli uskonpuhdistuksen vastareaktiona. Kokouksen tarkoituksena oli vahvistaa katolisen kirkon oppia ja rakenteita. Ja mä otan tätä muutamia kohtia. Paavali kolmas myös vahvisti jesuittaveljestön säännöt ja asetti vuonna 1542 inkvisitiotuomioistuimen uskonpuhdistuksen vastustamiseksi. Hän oli hyväksynyt inkvisition perustamisen Portugaliin jo vuonna 1536. Että tämmöinen kaveri tämä sitten on ollut. Paavali kolmas antoi myös Michelangelon jälleen ryhtyä Pietarin kirkon rakentamiseen ja tilasi häneltä Sixtuksen kappelin freskon Viimeinen tuomio. Paavali kolmella oli Polsenassa sijainneessa huvilassaan huomattavan suuri antiikin taiteen kokoelma. Noin. Eli oikein kiinnostavaa asiaa. Että kannattaa katsoa tuo vaikka kerran tai parinkin otteeseen. Olen itsekin katsonut. Ja se on lyhennelmä tuosta Robert Sepehrin jaksosta. Niin se on linkattuna tässä esityksessä, jos haluatte kokonaan katsoa se. Niin katsokaa. Ja sitten huomiota tästä nykyisestä Suomesta. Kun sä oot tuolla yliopistossa ja katsot, minkälaista pölvästiä sieltä tulee nämä Suomen Akatemian tutkimukset, mihin satoja tuhansia lypsetään, niin on se niin erilaista seurata tilannetta maailmalta. Ja niin kuin tuossakin sanottiin, niin tuossa oli aika pitkälti venäläisiä tutkimuksia. Ja kun Venäjällä ei sitten osata tehdä yhtään mitään, niin siellä osataan tehdä historian tutkimustakin. Niin se on silleen niin kuin aika kummallista. Ja me ollaan nyt, kun tämä on tämä meidän henkinen tila ja taloudellinen tilanne on tämä, että velka se vaan lentää siinä. Ja sille ei kukaan halua tehdä mitään. Niin meillä on järjestelmällisesti kaikki ihan pölvästiä täällä. Nyt kun on aloittanut noita jalkapallossakin noin seuraajoukkoja, tätä näin eurokappeja, niin HJK kävi Färsaarilla häviämässä 4-0 ja sitten oliko se Sloveniassa vai missä se oli, Ilves kävi ottaa 6-0 dunkkuun. Niin tämä on se meidän meininki. Viime kesän Pariisin kesäolympialaista ei mitään mitalia. Ja sitten tämä on sama meidän yritysmaailmaa, meidän yliopistomaailmaa, meidän kaikkea. Tämä on niin umpipölvästiä tämä Suomen toiminta tällä hetkellä. Siis tämä on täys hölmölää. Ja tavallaan täällä on muutamia semmoisia vielä järkevästi toimivia perheyrityksiä, jotain. Mutta muuten niin ei kannata, missä suomalaiset on mukaan, niin ei kannata mennä niihin mukaan. Kannattaa aktiivisesti hakea tätä näin ulkomaalaisia kontakteja koko aika. Ja kaikille kirjakustantajille niin kannattaa, tai jotka haluaa vaikka kirjoja julkaista siis näin päin kirjailijoille, niin hakekaa aktiivisesti ulkomailta niitä kustannuspaikkoja. Ei täältä hölmöllä Suomesta. Tämä on ihan höpöhommaa täällä. Näin. Ja kannattaa katsoa myös Amazoni. Eli miten julkaista siellä kirjaa. Esimerkiksi toi Robert Sepehrin julkaisee kirjaa siellä Amazonissa. Mutta mä lopettelen nyt tähän, että tämä ei mene ihan mahdottomaksi, mutta Irani ei ole todellakaan sitä, mitä perussuomalaiset ja kokkelit tuolla esittää. Se on aivan muuta ja se on niin rikas ja pitkään säilynyt niin kuin valtaa siellä. Ja siellä on monta. Eli se liittyy myös ihan Babyloniaan, niin kuin tuossa viitattiinkin. Mutta tässä kaikki tällä kertaa. Morjens.